can you share any mentors that has impacted you as a player and coach over, I guess, this 10 years of you coaching? Even maybe even sounds like in your last few years of your pro days, you were a leader, and you were basically picked out to be, a potential coach that could do really well, especially in the pro level.
Yeah, I think I had some really, really good coaches along the way, even at the minor hockey league level, starting in racket club and into pro. And I think I played for Jared Bednar, who's the head coach in Colorado. Now in 08-09 in the East Coast League, we won the championship there with South Carolina. And I learned a ton from Jared. Still stay in contact with him today. Took a lot of things that I learned from him that year, and how he carried himself, and the type of respect that he commanded, and how one thing I distinctly remember that year, and we had a really, really good team, but it was something that I always carried with me, and I wanted players to feel like is you didn't want to let Bedsy down. You didn't, when he asked you to do something, or you were playing that night and he was, saying, here's what we're going to do, XYZ. Like, you always felt when he was speaking to you, like I don't want to let my coach down. And that I took that with because I think as coaches, we want that when you're trying to push players to be their best, when you want them to play as a group, when you're trying to get the most out of them, when you're trying to communicate how important this is or what it means, and you can create that connection with your group where they are like, yes, we're going to find a way. I think that was so I learned a lot from him. Cale McLean was he actually coaches in Calgary's farm system now in Stockton. He's the head coach out there, and he gave me that first opportunity to coach. Phenomenal coach. And then I think too, what's important for coaches out there is I had a lot of not so great coaches as well along the way that I learned from them, not in a disrespectful way, but in a way, I probably wouldn't want to do this that way, or I took stuff from even positive and negative experiences, and then I think you combined it into who you are as a coach and your beliefs and who you are as a person, because that's one thing I've always tried to, along with some other things, but be authentic. I can't try to be Jared Bednar. I can't try to be a coach that I had before. I've got to be myself. I take things from what I've learned along the way, but you also have to be authentic and be yourself, because players are smart. They can see, they know when it's not authentic and it's not you. And I just don't feel it works when you're trying to be someone you're not.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you're right about that. It's just kind of, sometimes you run into, it's not even just always hockey coaches, it's just people sometimes, right? They're just trying to pretend to be someone else. And whether they're being influenced by something else or whatever, you don't actually know the actual reason behind it. But also too, your dad is UVic, University of Victoria golf coach. Is he currently still, or is he retired?
He retired. Justin Clues took over there, so that the program's in good hands. And I think he still is involved from remotely and stays in the mix a little bit. But started the program.
Was there any little things, even as a kid, I guess, into your coaching now that he was able to pass on to you now that you're leading and influencing the youth?
Oh, tons. And I think more from a father standpoint of just the character and I took so much from learning from him, and I didn't have like the easiest path. I didn't always play AAA. I played 2 years of midget. I was 19-year-old Greg Adams took a chance on me as a 19-year-old rookie in the BCHL, which doesn't happen very often. Normally you're going to spend the rest of your career in junior B, but I got a chance to play as a 19-year-old rookie in junior A. I think just along the way, I kind of learned that adversity thing that I was touching on before is not everybody's path is the same, and it's not always going to be roses and butterflies. And if you want to do something and you want to just keep at it, keep your head down, no matter how. I'm telling too many stories, but I remember getting caught as an 18-year-old from Campbell River Junior B. And so that it was sort of like a crossroads. I was like, this isn't good. I'm 18. I'm being cut from Junior B. Like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And it was a real like aha, like, all right, if you really want to continue to play hockey at a high level, whether that was college or pro or whatever, you're going to have to dig in, and you're going to have to prove to a lot of people that you can play. And you're going to have to work much harder than everybody else if you're going to want to continue to do this. So I think that was the big thing that I learned from him, and was just that pick yourself up. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Pick yourself up, get back to work, come up with a plan. Okay, where do you want to go next? And then work towards that goal. And good things, not all the time, but good things hopefully will happen for you when you do that.
Yeah, usually. I mean, even based on, experiences and how you're able to react to things, because I mean, taking your career, like you said, I didn't even know that, say you were cut junior B, 18 years old, playing junior A as a 19-year-old. And then obviously you played your 4 years in school. Even then, as you switch from D1 Anchorage and having to go D3 St. Norbert, right? There's a bit of there's adversity and different, you had to adapt.
Years there, Brandon.
Yeah. And then you're playing in the East Coast Hockey League, right? And winning a championship. So like going from in that amount of time is quite spectacular. It really is. A series of events that happen to get to that championship, in a sense. As much as, some people only want the NHL, but to win a championship in the East Coast, a very good league of very good hockey players. Some, that go to Europe or try to stick it out in North America. But yeah, just of how that all works out, and just that's the part of life, I think, too, and that's why hockey's so big into teaching the life skills. Is once you go through it in the hockey world, you can take that with you when you're done playing, and you're playing, you got a job in your career and playing men's league.
Yeah, I completely agree. The values that you can learn from playing this great game, just even at the minor hockey league level, it's second to none. You build so many characteristics inside your character, and you learn so much about yourself, and then what it means to be part of a whole and part of a team, and the role that you play in it, and supporting one. It's just, so valuable.